Welcome in to the Stone and Wood post-show. We have had an incredible day of surfing here for finals day at the Burton Automotive Newcastle SURFEST presented by Bonsoy. I'm Jessie Starling. This is Richie Lovett and Stace Galbraith. Incredible finals day today.
Incredible finals day. An incredible event. SURFEST just turned it on. We've had incredible waves, especially for the last few days. We got absolutely wiped off the earth. We got Armageddon swell that came and just blew us off the planet. And then we reset. And then, just the performances have been amazing. I love this. Challenger Series, stop number 1, done and dusted. We got 2 very worthy winners.
Yeah, indeed we did.
Stace, you picked the winner of the final.
Did I?
You did.
Well, when there was 2 blokes left. I felt a bit better about it if I picked it from the round of 80. But yeah, Jacob, I heard Ron talking about it earlier. Jacob and Kauli, they're both World Tour surfers. And Rich, I think you made that point as well.
100%.
Well, we're going to crown those winners now. We're going to send it down to Ronnie with the presentation.
Thank you, Jess. Merewether, make some noise for our competitors. What a finals day it's been. Great to have your company. Welcome to the official awards presentation for the Burton Automotive Newcastle SURFEST, presented by Bonsoy, the first stop of the 2025 Challenger Series, and they call it the Challenger Series for good reason. This is the ultimate challenge in getting yourself to the championship tour, and Newcastle, the city of Newcastle, really turned it on for our competitors this week. Well, we're going to get some audio out to the crowd here in just a moment, but we're going to keep powering. Can you hear me now? Oh, yes. Make some noise for our competitors, Newcastle. Fantastic to have your company. Before we get into things, the World Surf League and SURFEST want to acknowledge the Awabakal people as the traditional custodians of the lands and the waterways in which we've been playing on this week. We pay our respects to Awabakal people, their elders past, present and emerging. We want to extend obviously that respect and acknowledgement to all First Nations people here today and also tuned in on our broadcast. Thank you very much. The great MR's on stage, ladies and gentlemen. 4 world titles. And also you can, of course, recognise the classic Wounded Gull style on that classic SURFEST trophy, which we're going to be handing over shortly. Before we get to that, though, we want to thank some of our incredible partners for getting behind this event and also many of the other stops on the Australian leg. A big shout out to the City of Newcastle and Destination New South Wales for getting behind SURFEST once again. And a big special thank you to Bonsoy, who absolutely loves surfing, and our Bonsoy board caddies. Where you at? Here they are. Put your hands together for the Groms on fire this week. Also want to give a massive shout out to the Port of Newcastle, GWM, Red Bull, Surfline, Stone and Wood, Hydrolite, Oakberry, Fat Boy Bikes, Boost Mobile, BioGland, Bond University, Vycobi, the Mutual Bank, Apple Watch. We've got a couple more. Newcastle Airport, the Beach Hotel. See you in a couple of minutes. The Newcastle Herald, and of course, Hit 106.9. Can we get a big round of applause for all our supporting sponsors? Thank you. This event is made possible by a very special man with an unbelievable team. We want to send a huge shout out to Warren Smith and his team at SURFEST, who've been running this event for 40 years, and we all love coming back here for that reason. A huge round of applause. This is a special one, not only for the town, the city of Newcastle, but also for our competitors. You look at the honour roll for this contest, it's packed with world champions. The winners often go on to, strong championship tour careers. So to Warren and his team, thanks for giving us the platform to discover this talent and create magic memories. Good on you, Warren. Put your hands together. More noise coming from the Merewether Surfboard Club than just about anyone else, because they had some horses in the race here at SURFEST this year that performed incredibly well. Thank you for giving us your lineup. Thank you for being such fantastic hosts, for looking after us, and thank you for helping us celebrate tonight. Big round of applause for the Merewether Surfboard Club, one of the strongest in the country. We got some special guests up today. I mentioned 4-time world champ Mark Richards. We've also got Kim and Janine from Burton Automotive And we appreciate your support and hope you had a good time in G-Land celebrating Peter McCabe's 70th birthday. I can't believe you made it. How was it? Awesome. Did you get a surf or just a party? Oh, a bit of surf. Good stuff. We've also got the Newcastle Lord Mayor, Dr. Ross Kerridge, with us. Good to see you, Ross. Thanks for your company. And WSL Director of Global Regional Tours, Will Hayden-Smith, doing a fantastic job this week. Thanks for giving us a couple of days off so we could rip in, get out and watch the Knights beat Manly. Good on you, Will. That hurt. Being a Manly supporter, that hurt. But it was a great game. All right. This event, you know, I can't overstate just how gnarly it is for these competitors. They rock up on day one, the round of 80. 4 people out in the water. You've got to scrap out there and try and get yourself a couple of excellent rides. Well, all the competitors in the field did that. They gave us unbelievable moments. We had really challenging conditions. We lost some big names. We saw former world title campaigners back in the mix. Who enjoyed the run of Julian Wilson up there at Burleigh Heads? I think that deserves a round of applause. He's proud to call this place home, and I know we'll bounce back after losing out early here at Newcastle. We had a magic run from Philippa Anderson. She's one of the most winning surfers here, and the first Hall of Famer at the Merewether Board Riders Club, first woman to be inducted into the Merewether Surfboard Club Hall of Fame. So a big round of applause for Philippa as well. Getting to the end of an event like this, as I said, is really difficult to keep turning up, and just turning in such huge numbers on your road through to a final is massive. For some competitors, they come here after the disappointment of being bumped off the championship tour. We're going to get to that in a moment. But the other thing that we have going on is so many Olympians turning up on the Challenger Series. And our gold medalist from Tahiti surfed his way through to the final. It's his biggest ever result on the Challenger Series. Please put your hands together for the runner-up on the men's side here at SURFEST this year. It is none other than Kauli Vaast. Big round of applause for this man. Well done, brother. Kauli Vaast has obviously established himself as one of the best barrel riders on the planet. Some big performances as a wild card over in Tahiti, mate, but obviously doing a lot of hard work to get yourself prepped and ready for this Challenger Series. It couldn't have started off in a better way, and how good is that trophy?
Yeah, it feels good. It's been hard for me to make a couple hits after the Olympics. I had my time to enjoy, so I built my new team, and now I'm feeling good, and to start the year with the second place in the final. It's amazing, stop.
A magic performance, dropping some of the biggest numbers of the contest. I was talking about how challenging it is, this series. You've been on it for a few years now, and this is your biggest result. How have you prepped to get ready for this campaign? And obviously you're in a great position to make that move onto the CT now.
Yeah, the dream. I see my good friends making the tour, making the cuts, it's still now the main goal since I'm a kid. Try to be on the CT with the best surfers in the world. Now I took time to focus on myself with the good boards. I have good boards. I have good team. And I'm good mentally, I guess. And keep training really hard because it's not easy. And I'm just enjoying the moment. I love this place. Thank you, everyone. It was a great support, even if Australian first, I know. It's amazing, and thank you for the good vibes, and stoked for a final. Stoked.
Beautiful surfing, mate. We wish you all the best for your rest of your campaign on the Challenger Series. One more time for Kauli Vaast, please. Our runner-up on the women's side had the opportunity today to become the most winning surfer here at SURFEST, but I don't think she'll mind too much. Sally Fitzgibbons, one of the most resilient competitors that we've ever seen. I think we get to ride the highs and lows with Sal. It's so good to see her back in a final and one step closer to getting back onto the championship tour. Put your hands together for the runner-up at SURFEST this year, Sal Fitz. Well done, Sal. What a performance. Hoist that thing. Just another SURFEST trophy to add to the collection. But Sal, you and I traded some text message after you were cut from the tour, and you know it's hard. You know, you've been in this position before where you've got to rebound, and how good does it feel for your resilience again to shine through, to put together the performance that you have through this contest and remind yourself where you should be?
Oh, just like turning around today and looking in, it's just so special. It's like putting your heart and soul in a washing machine and trying to hop back up 2 days later and and try and do what we do best out there and ride waves. But yeah, it was extremely hard. There's a lot of emotion that goes into what we do, and I'm just so proud to be an Aussie and walk through you guys and just hear your cheers and see all the groms, and that's why I still want to do everything I can to fight for my sport and put on this jersey.
Mate, it's been a remarkable career. It's been a remarkable career, and I don't think anyone here has finished watching and cheering you on. I think everyone's pretty keen to see you back on that CT, and it's got to be something that you're excited by, the big announcements, obviously the addition of Pipe to the Challenger Series schedule, returning back here to Newcastle to find out who's going to make the grade and get back onto the CT. But, you know, just a couple of years ago you were third in the world, and now you face this challenge of trying to get yourself back to the CT, but you must be loving the announcement of all the big changes for next season, the accumulative points. It seems to really work in your favour. You've always been so consistent.
I just truly love surfing. I love competing. It's where my heart is. I want to keep showing up for this dream. It's been a long game, a real long game, and I want it to keep going. So any opportunity I get, I'm going to just put my heart and soul into it. And every time I'm in the lineup, I just thank you for just caring for my journey and sharing that stoke. And these Aussie surfers and these communities are so deep in my heart. And from 10 years old, I've been out this point in the grom searches and in the rain and everything, even when there's no one on the beach. There's just someone to come up and say, go south. So, I appreciate it. I hope to see you at the finish line with as much stoke come 2026.
Congratulations, Sal. An unbelievable performance once again. Another trophy from SURFEST, and all the best for the rest of the Challenger Series. Well, this guy has been to the CT. He desperately wants to get back, especially with the announcement of an unbelievable schedule on next year's championship tour. He's a fighter, and he fought extremely hard for the victory today. Put your hands together for the champion of the Burton Automotive SURFEST, presented by Bonsoy, Jacob Willcox. Yeah, brother. There it is. Get it up there. I'll step into the middle here. Sorry, Sal. Mate, how's it feel?
Oh, dude, I've been waiting a long time for this. A lot of losses have gotten me to this point. But it's so special. I love Nui, bloody God's country, mate. I stay with an amazing family down here, have so much support, and I'm kind of in disbelief, to be honest. I've dreamt of this moment so many times, and now it's happening in one of my favourite spots. Like, I'm so stoked.
Look, Sally just spoke about the resilience required and just trying to rebuild yourself after you realise your dream of graduating the championship tour. You get knocked back to the challenges, and it takes its toll on you. What's it taken for you to get back to this point and in the incredible form that you showed through this contest?
Yeah, the cut sucked. Everyone knows that. And last year was really hard. I struggled to find any rhythm and get any good results. And yeah, I just felt like this event, I just had rhythm, and I felt like the ocean was on my side. And sometimes that's all you need. Everybody in this event surfs so good. Everybody can win. Sometimes you just need a little bit of luck and the ocean on your side. And this week was just meant to be.
It was a beautiful performance, mate. One thing that was really obvious is that you're travelling, you're competing against your contemporaries, guys that want the same thing you do to get to that championship tour, and you've been that mate that's cheered your friends on. How was it today arriving to the shoreline and seeing all your Challenger Series countrymen there ready to celebrate with you?
Oh, so special. Like, we've all been through so many ups and downs together. We all stay together, you always feel each other's losses, and then to watch Mikey win last year was so special. That was definitely my highlight of the year. So to see him on the beach this year, and Kalani Ball and Jacko and Lobby and like a few of the Timmy Mack, the coaches, like I can keep going naming people for ages. Morgs, like it was just so special. I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Mate, obviously the support starts at home and back in Margaret River. I'm sure people are celebrating this huge win for you. Anyone you want to send a shout out to?
Oh, massive shout out to everyone in Margs. I feel like this is where this run kind of started in Margs. Just feeling the support over there and getting a little roll on. But yeah, massive shout out to my mum and dad. I wouldn't be here without them, all their sacrifices, and my brother, sister, girlfriend, all my friends. Like, you're gonna make me cry up here, Ronnie.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Tears of joy, though.
Cheers, mate. No, thanks everyone for the support. Like, I'm over the moon.
Mate, congratulations. You are the champion of the Burton Automotive SURFEST presented by Bonsoy. What an effort and what a trophy. Just one more champion to crown here. And she, much like all these competitors, has been super resilient. She won a World Junior title years ago, hit the Challenger Series and quickly learnt just how difficult it is to break through for a massive result. Well, today she's claimed her best ever, a victory at the Burton Automotive SURFEST here at Newcastle, presented by Bonsoy. Give it up for your champion, Francisca Veselko. Well done. Get on down there. Unbelievable. Francisca, well done. Such a difficult draw. You're coming up against Championship Tour surfers on your road to victory. And when you look at this trophy and you see the world champs that are listed there, your name is now going to be joining those icons. How good does that feel?
Wow, it's insane. I'm lost for words. I'm really happy. And yeah, I don't even know. But I'm just so happy to share this final with Sally, such a legend. I've always looked up to her. I even have a memory when I was really young, and there was a CT in Cascais, and she was surfing in my home break in Carcavelos, and I broke my leash, and she grabbed the board and gave it to me, and I don't know, I just always looked up to her, and she's such a warrior, a true inspiration, and super resilient. She just fell off of tour, and she's here fighting for the dream to be on the world tour again. And yeah, she's not scared to be back and go against the new generation. So I'm really stoked I had the opportunity to surf against her. And yeah, it's just super special. First time in Newcastle, and couldn't be happier, and happy to be back also in the end of the year.
Let me grab that back for a second. Just an incredible run, and you know better than anyone just that it doesn't get any easier. You know, you get that World Junior title, you get on this Challenger Series, you earn that spot via your World Junior title, and you get here, you're competing against CT caliber surfers, but every year they just keep coming, the new wave, and you had to overcome some of those teenage sensations on your road through to victory. What do you think about the state of women's surfing at the moment, and just how much harder is it getting to break through? I'm going to hang on to this. You hold your trophy.
Yeah, it's been a huge process to be here right now, grabbing this trophy. Like you said, I won the World Juniors in 2023. 22, but it was in 2023. And yeah, actually that year on the Challenger Series went pretty well. And then the next year was kind of terrible. And, you know, I'm just proud of myself for fighting through and being resilient and really believing. And yeah, I just want to be on the world tour. My first contest was when I was 9 years old, and it's been a dream since a little girl. So I feel like this is, of course, not a sprint, a marathon, and there's so much ahead. But right now, I'm number 1 in the rankings, and I just want to keep going and make that dream come true.
Absolutely. Obviously, you're a long way from home. Every single one of you competitors has a big team supporting you, sometimes travelling with you on the road, but give a shout out to all your friends and family back home. I know they're watching on and really proud of this achievement.
Yeah, I want to thank my mom and dad for being surfers and for me to be a surfer, because this is what I like to do the most, and I fell in love with surfing when I was really young and have a really special connection with the ocean. I want to thank all my sponsors, all the crew, my coach Rodrigo Souza, who's here and travels the world with me and is far away from his daughters but still makes the effort. He dreams to be on the tour as much as me, so we're a great team. And Teresa Bonvala, Yolanda, they had also a great result, and can't wait to be on tour with them.
What's going on over there in Portugal? You're on fire. So many women emerging through the ranks and 3 really solid contenders you just mentioned. It is going to be amazing to watch your campaign this year. Congratulations once again. Any final words that you want to say to the people of Merewether and Newcastle?
Thank you for having me. The beach has been a great vibe since day one. Everybody cheering on and just good vibes. Let's drink some beers and have a good time.
I'll back that. Put it together for your champions. It's time to get some photos of these guys. We're going to throw it back to Jessie on the Stone and Wood post show. Take it away, Jessie.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron. And what an emotional presentation there. We had one of our greats, Sally Fitzgibbons, in tears. Jacob Willcox getting choked up. I mean, Rich, you've been here. Wins like this, it makes it all worth it.
It really does. And, I talked about it in the final. The wins are few and far between. If you look at the span of your whole career and you look back and you go, I maybe had, a dozen victories over 10 years.
If you're lucky. It's
so
hard to win a heat at these things.
It is, mate. It's so competitive. So these moments are special and, great to see all the emotion pouring out. You can see how much it means to Sally. Just, a great result, huge step in getting her position back on the tour, and the breakthrough victory for Jacob Willcox for Chippo. We've been waiting for this one for so long.
Oh, for so long, and it's really, I feel like Australia's feeling this one for Chippo, and it hasn't been an easy week. We've had a lot going on, from small waves on the start to big Armageddon, as you call it, Rich, in the middle of the week, and we've had a long road to the final here, and these guys have just pretty much dominated from start to finish, had to fight their way back a few times as well, but these smiles, these victories, cheeky vibes there from Kauli, it really does just make the challenges here. It's so hard. We know it's so hard, but moments like this, it's so enjoyable for us. Stace, you've coached. What does it mean for these support crews as well to experience these wins as well as these guys? Yeah,
well, it's massive. You think about someone like Jacob Willcox. He's been so well publicised. He's had all the video parts, magazine covers when they were a thing, trials, wins, wildcard results that have been really big. But he's nearly 28 years old, and that's the first Challenger or 10,000 or even 6,000. This is his first major event win. And these are the things that matter, obviously, for the athlete and all the teams that support these men and women to get to this point. So, yeah, they are few and far between, but, gosh, they mean a lot.
Let's take a look at how we got to this point and how we crowned our champions today. It was a big day of competition, actually. We started off with quarterfinals this morning, and they were stacked. Jacob Willcox, Xavier Huxville, we picked that to be a pretty big one. He got the win over Zave, Matty McGilvray, Kauli getting the win over Pedersen, who's making his debut back to the championship tour. Got the win of the local lad as well, Ryan Callanan, and it was a big final. Jacob, though, coming out victorious, and we're going to have a little bit of a highlight reel because Jacob was just on fire today, Rich.
He sure was, and a little bump in the action in terms of the swell this morning. We came down, we had that strong offshore wind, and these are the sort of conditions that Jacob Willcox really thrives in over in the West. It's in the elements, and geez, he looked good on the backhand, just squaring up time and time again, and really in control and minimising the mistakes. For me, Jake has been guilty of falling off, and I'm just being completely blunt. He's had moments where he hasn't completed his waves. We've seen that happen once or twice, but it's been fully minimised, and the completions were there. And his wave knowledge and the placement of turns through the whole event, not just finals day, was just impeccable, and just rock solid. His pace on the wave looked really nice as well. He never looked rushed, and really just laying down these big, strong turns, and I think that was the difference.
Stace, he came up against Xavier Huxtable this morning. You were calling Xavier Championship 2 already. It wasn't an easy road to get to that win.
No, not at all. I think Xavier's one of the form surfers at the event, but as Rich said, Jacob's used to surfing in these wild and woolly conditions, and placement of your turns is so critical on a day like today, and to be able to have that kind of risk in your surfing and that flare when the waves look like this is not an easy thing to do. The slope and the curve of the wave out here doesn't really lend itself to crazy high performance surfing. It's definitely a much more traditional approach, but Jacob has that in him, and he's certainly pieced together his waves here. But I totally back your point in there, Rich, and I'd even say in this event Jacob was still guilty of falling. He was just good enough when it mattered, and the trophy doesn't say how many times you fall, it just says you won.
Well, the other thing too that Jacob did, he's built to finals day, and he started to show us some more variety. We hadn't seen these tail releasing kind of lip slides from him on the backhand, and you talk about a surfer peaking at the right moment, and that's exactly what Jacob did.
The final was a little bit slower. He really had to keep his cool. And there was that last-minute ditch effort from Kauli Vaast, but Jacob just answered back so beautifully, even ending up on the reef. And I feel like our champions today, they were the ones who got in touch with that inside section more than anyone today. And he was victorious, and look at the elation there, and just that Australian support network, Rich, it's making a difference this year.
Oh, absolutely. And Jacob's been right there, as Ronnie mentioned in the presentation. He's carried a lot of surfers on his shoulders, and today he gets the chair. And I can tell you that feeling, it lives with you forever. And you won't be able to wipe the smile off that man's face for a long time to come.
Don't think you can wipe the smile off a lot of people's face. Hoggy had a big one on it in that graphic, but Jacob Willcox getting the win with a 6.83 and a 5.47 over our Olympian, our gold medalist, Kauli Vaast, and he got so close in the dying stages of this heat. I mean, incredible stuff. It's just been an amazing day. Stace, we had a little chat before the final went out. We both picked, and I owe you a beer probably tonight. You did pick Jacob to win.
I'll look forward to that, Jess.
The men were impressive, but the women were just as impressive today. Sally Fitzgibbons coming second. Kika Veselko, she was getting her win. The first Portuguese women to take the dub here at SURFEST, and she had a hard road, especially in that semi-final there, Rich.
Yeah, she sure did. Tia Zabrowski, she was just lit this place up all week, and for me, she was one of the real standout in this quarterfinal bracket. And you get the feeling that when Veselko got through that semi-final, it was sort of, okay, now I got to match up against the veteran Sally Fitzgibbons. She was sort of the underdog, really, in the field in this bracket, and she handled that pressure well, and she just stuck to some good, wholesome, rock-solid surfing through the finals day, and now she's the winner, and what a feeling.
Yeah, it started off with a golden hour this morning for Kika, but this is her road to the final and her road to the maiden Challenger Series victory for Kika, and it was a big one today. She just looked so impressive all day.
She did not care about that inside rock section. She was just attacking every wave that came. But Rich, I'd be curious to know from your perspective, after beating arguably the best surfer in the draw in Tia in the semis, I don't think she would have been... I mean, surfing against Sally in the final was just the perfect matchup to keep that underdog spirit alive.
Absolutely, yep, exactly. And she sort of handled the moment well, and sometimes coming in as the underdog, it actually works in your benefit, because you take all the pressure off you. You go, oh, look, great. The second's good. If I can get the win, it's going to be amazing. So she just stuck to her guns. And again, just rock solid surfing, just real dependable, real just placing the maneuvers in the really smart place on the wave, and just not overextending when she didn't need to. And this wave here was one of the best she surfed all day. Just love that carve down. There was a bit more variety on this one. I think this is where the horn started to pop out.
Yeah, it did, right at the end of this wave. The bull, her signature claim. I mean, Kika made Stace and I bite our tongue on that one. We were saying the second wave of the set was the best. That was the first and one of the best waves we've seen today. Into the final now against Sally Fitzgibbons. She talked about one of her idols, and she held a really great memory with her over there in Portugal. And This is where you're talking about today. She did not care about this reef.
Nah, every end section that came her way, she wasn't looking to chase the wave down the line. She wanted to finish where it was the most steep and critical part of this section, and she absolutely dealt with it every single time. And this wave here is no different. Another big finish there on the inside and gets it. It's just like this perfect little lagoon shape in the rocks there, and she was just finishing in that spot every single time. 20 metres either side of that, she's going to end up with a surfboard looking like a Muro Suzuki's.
We went over her surfboard actually up on the glass with AJ, and we were trying to look for some dents and cracks, but held up pretty well. It was a 7.5 and a 7.10 that got her the win here at SURFEST. And Sally, she had a great fight, opened up with a 6.5 and a 5.7, had so many heats where she surfed in the last 8 minutes, but Kika, really emotional about this win. We touched on how much it meant to her and her family back home, but to be a Portuguese woman on this honour roll of women who have won here before is incredible. How do you see, it coming back to SURFEST in March? How do you see Kika doing here?
I think she's going to do really well. She's going to come back with incredible memories of what's happened this week. It's what happens in between that is what's really going to count. These surfers are going to go globetrotting, basically, and they're going to have to figure out every different wave and every different stop on the tour. It's going to be great to watch.
Got a target on your back now.
She does.
Definitely do. Well, now that we have the first event underway, let's check out the rankings. We're going to start off with the women's, and obviously it's going to be Kika Veselko at the top, Sally Fitzgibbons in second. Take a look at this top 10, Stace. We got 7 spots available. Do you see that top 7 looking the same by the end of this season?
Nah, it'll move around a lot, as any good Challenger Series year does. It'll shift and change, and look, it might end up looking pretty similar. It might even look the same, but just ebbs and flows of the year are guaranteed. I think about Francisca now. She's out in the lead, and it's a position she's never been in before. She would have never been used to being in a year-long series where you win the first event and you're the one with the target on your back. So it's all new learnings every time you come up to a new event. There's a new challenge, and she's going to have to work through the jigsaw puzzle on that one and figure it out. 6 events to go.
It's a good looking top 10 there. Now moving on to the men's, Jacob Willcox in that top spot, exactly where he wants to be, and a lot of Aussies in that top 10 there, Rich.
Yeah, the Aussies were pretty strong at this event, and Jacob right at the top of the list. There's a couple of picks here that you're kind of going to go, okay, these guys are going to remain on this front page here, and they're going to be here at the end of the season as well. There's a few more ex-Championship Tour competitors that have found their way into this top 10 on the men's side of the draw. Really good result for Ryan Callanan and Matty McGillivray just off the back of getting booted off the tour. This is a big step back to the Championship Tour, and Pedersen and Crisanto as well. He did well. He's been on the Championship Tour before, and he was really impressive this week.
Yeah, he was super impressive. He looked like the guy to beat. Didn't quite get out of his heat this morning, obviously, but it was a super impressive event from Matthew and Ryan, like you said. I mean, they've just done 7 events back-to-back on the World Tour, this being their 8th event in a row without a break. I find it remarkable even for them just to get out of one heat, let alone find themselves in the semis. That's a great start to the year for them.
Yep.
It was a big start to the Challenger Series season, and it was everything we expected it to be. Let's look at the rest of this schedule with the big announcement of Pipeline and Newcastle coming back to it. Rich, you spent so much time on that top tier. How does this schedule kind of live up to your expectations?
Well, with that addition of Pipeline and Newcastle, I reckon it stacks up really well. There's a good variety of different breaks here. Beach break, reef breaks, and everything in between. So obviously the fun and excitement of Huntington Beach, but we've got to squeeze Ballito in there first. Then we'll head over to Portugal, Iracira, and that's another sort of fun right-hand point wave. And the standout event, though, is clearly Pipeline. And to give our Challenger Series competitors that experience, there'll be some competitors in this field that have never even been out at Pipeline before, and they're going to get thrown right in the fire, which is going to be
You've competed and won in Hawaii. People talk about winning SURFEST being right up there. You look at that honour roll. Hawaii obviously in another category there of just history, what it means to the sport, all of that. Talk to us about how big that event has been on the tour.
Look, it's the benchmark of whether you're a complete surfer is being able to compete well in Hawaii, because it is just it's big, powerful surf. It's surf of consequence, and it stacks up. So, you can get a win on a beach break, but if you get a win in Hawaii, it's a huge feather in your cap. So to see it on the Challenger Series Tour now is welcomed, and the whole field's excited about it.
Pipeline, it's going to be a big one. We are going to go to a break, but don't go anywhere, guys. We're coming back with our top 5 and a little talk about trestles.
Welcome to Lower Trestle Surfers. It's time.
There's Felipe Toledo.
Throws it out there, stomps it into the flats. Caroline Marks ripping into this wave.
Canoa snaps it off the lip. Throwtail reverse.
Griffin Colapino up on a bomb.
Simmers on a fun lowers right.
For surf fans, the action does not stop. We have trestles coming up from the 9th to the 17th of June. And I'm pretty excited about this one. Someone who I know loves this event is Richie Lovett.
Do indeed. I can't wait for it. We've only got to wait a day or two and then we're back on. And, this is one of the most high-performance, innovative waves in the world when it comes to surfing. And go.
The highlights were all good. The world champs and that, but I want to see 2003.
Well, we might have to
dismantle the joint.
We might have to dig deep in the files, but no, it's a wave that you can really put your best surfing on show, but it also exposes you if you don't stand up and give us everything you got. So
who'd you get in the semis?
Had Parko, Taylor Knox, and then Taj in the final.
Wow.
What a day! What a day at the office.
What a run! I take my fantasy surf team quite seriously. If you guys, do you take it quite seriously?
I've already locked mine in.
And who do you choose as your power surfer?
I'm going to keep it a secret.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is it Felipe?
Yep.
I'm good. Stace?
Yeah, secret. Can I take the 5th? Ethan.
Ethan.
Ethan's in my top bracket as well. I had the Colapinto brothers in there, and then a few little surprises, and on the women's side, Katie and a few others. I've got Gabrielle as my double whammy surfer there too.
Not giving away too much though. Back to this event, we have our Bioglan top 5 moments of this event, and they were some big ones. It's the Daily Dose. Number 5, Eden Waller with this one. Stace, you loved this one.
Oh, it's great. So positioning at the peak there, coming from behind the section. Sick tube. And then this turn was even just as good. Smashed it up there in the lip. And the Grom there. Had a hell week, she did.
Number 4 with Mateus Hurdy. He was just pretending like he was still at Stab High here, Rich.
Yeah, Mateus, the star from Brazil, it continues to rise and shine bright, because this kid gave us some memorable moments. He's so good in the air, but what I really noticed through this event is he's really worked on that rail game. He's up the power.
Coming in at number 3, 2 917s, our highest scoring waves, Sammy Pupo. We got to call this one, Stace.
Yeah, that second turn, it's going to be seared into my brain for a long time. Just the variety that Sammy has on the rail, and he's a fantastic surfer to watch. Beautiful style, heaps of flow, and plenty of power. This turn right in front of, I think, Pedersen Crisanto's face, who, funnily enough, got the win in that heat. Never easy losing with the single highest score, but I know he'll take a lot of confidence out of that wave.
And equally as high as this one is Yolanda Hopkins here. She got a 917 for this one too, Rich.
Yeah, and this one was clutch. She needed a score right at the final stages of this heat. This is one of the biggest waves that came through yesterday afternoon. She surfed it so well, had to get that final finishing moment there. You could see all the drama as she rides through the whitewash here, but such a tenacious little competitor. And I saw her just briefly. I was having a chat with her and Vorno, and she's like, I'm going to be on tour next year. So I love the confidence. I love the fact that she's backing herself. We're going to see this lady shine through 2025.
Number 2, we can't go past Chippo getting his maiden victory. We've been waiting a long time for this one, Stace, and it felt good today.
Yeah, Chippo on fire here. Like Rich mentioned earlier, he really tapered up well into finals day, and he had really started to show the variety that he's got, and just the maturity in his competing. He didn't make too many mistakes, and that's what finals day is all about.
Just beautiful surfing from Jacob. Rich, you got to call this final. It felt like a great one.
It really was, and so much resilience from Jacob Willcox. You know, he's sort of been beaten down over the years so many times, and just that determination to stick with it and hang in there. and now he's reaping the rewards. This is so good for the confidence as we come in. First event done, and this is almost, your position on tour is almost his to lose now. I hate to say it, but he's just got to back it up with some consistency.
And coming in at number 1, it is Francisca Veselko, coming in as our women's champion, the first ever Portuguese woman to win SURFEST. And Stace, she just had this beautiful flow with the ocean today.
Beautiful flow, but then also a bit more than a bit of grit. She did not bother about the inside rock section there. She just, every single time a section stood up, she wasn't looking to surf around it. She wasn't looking to pull out of the wave. She was just standing and delivering, as we see a couple of her standout rides here from finals day.
Yeah, it was sort of master and apprentice situation there, and Veselko gets the victory over the veteran Sally Fitzgibbons. And you could see, a huge step, a huge leap in her career. The World Junior Champ and the career path. It seems to be, she's just hitting all the markers, isn't she? She's doing all the right things, and you feel like she's going to have a great year now.
Well, an incredible start to the Challenger Series so far. I mean, we really did have a mixed bag of everything. Thinking back to that massive day, we had crazy moments from Josh Kerr that day on a twin fin as well. Rich, on the spot, highlight moment for you this week?
Oh, my goodness. It just the waves the other day. It was non-stop barreling, just perfect canvases, and it was consistent. Some of those, Sammy Pupo and some of those big scores. Jacob Willcox backhand, it's etched in my memory. It's going to be a great one to relive as I go to sleep tonight.
Yeah, big time.
Stace, for yourself?
Oh, thanks for asking me second. Got some time to think about it. I'm just loving the storylines between young and old. I think of someone like Pedersen Crisanto. Sort of, he's been on and off the Challenger Series and the Tour for the last couple of years. We haven't seen him competing a lot. And to see him come back here and look so strong, that was pretty impressive to me. And then the youngsters like your Eden Wallers and the Tia Zabrowskis and stuff like that. Like, it's just, no matter what generation you're looking at the moment, there's electric surfing going down, and especially when the waves are like that, it's, a pleasure to watch.
It's been a pleasure, guys. And that is a wrap on what has been an incredible event. Thank you so much for watching. Tune into Trestles. It does kick off on June 9th. You can find that on worldsurfleague.com. And we're going to leave you with some of our event highlights. We'll see you guys soon.
Today. One of the best days of my life. Awesome.
Local heroes, world title contenders. It is a difficult draw, but somewhere in amongst the pack are going to be the new qualifiers for the 2026 season. Massive swell moving in.
The name Challenger is going to live up to its name because it is challenging out the ocean today. Round the section and snap into the lip. Whoa, he's completely gassed. Nervous moments here.
Cecile, hello mate.
What a beach, what a town, what a city. And it is the morning of the finals. Quarterfinals underway here.
Really classy stuff, I love that turn.
And we see Kauli up and riding. Beautiful first tag in the pocket. Big section now.
Oh my god, look at the nose of that
Out
boy
to the
today.
back.
Beautiful wave here. It's making its best impression of J-Bay. Tucks in for a barrel.
One local still going, the whole town fires up. And it is the local boy, Ryan Callanan, up and riding.
The women's final is set. Francisca Veselko taking on Sally Fitzgibbons.
Jacob Willcox on the back end.
Veselko is your champion.
Jacob Willcox, and the celebrations begin here at Merewether.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.